Freeze hits it in the air to center. We will see you tomorrow night.
8th pitch has been the magic one tonight. This time he hits the ball to deep right field. Cody Bellinger has done it, and the Dodgers win in Game 7.
1-1 for Thompson. Batista with a drive. Deep left field. No doubt about it.
Hey guys, welcome back to Chasing 2. We're going to do another divisional breakdown. This time we're going to talk about the NL West. Earlier we talked about the AL West, and on the screen here is where we have the AL West ranked in terms of the MLB rankings. We're going to do that throughout the next couple of weeks. We're going to have graphics up and to show everybody where we think everybody's going to go. But Dylan, we'll start with the Rockies. We got them finishing 5th and in the division and 26th overall in MLB. You look at some of their subtractions, they had a lot. I mean, they lost Nolan Arenado. That's a big one. Daniel Murphy retired. They non-tendered David Dahl. They lost Kevin Pillar, Tony Walters, Matt Kemp, and Ian Desmond. Not kind of sure if he's going to opt out. Why don't you go over the additions?
Yeah. Not much to see here. They added CJ Cron and Greg Bird, both on minor league contracts.
Yep.
Michael Givens, who's a valuable relief piece.
Mm-hmm.
And Derek Rodriguez, son of Pudge Rodriguez, to throw some innings for them. Yeah, terrible offseason for the Rockies. They're going to be terrible this year. I hope Trevor Story gets traded. We'll get into that.
Yep.
But let's look at this lineup.
Mm-hmm.
We got Diaz behind the plate, CJ Cron / Bird at first.
Mm-hmm.
Brendan Rodgers, who's one of their top prospects, he's going to get a chance to play some second base.
Yep.
Guessing Ryan McMahon will take over at third base. Trevor Story, their best player at shortstop. Garrett Hampson in left field. We had Tapia plugged in for center, but
Yeah, I don't know. I didn't know he signed.
He went to Seattle.
So I don't know who's going to play center field for them.
Yeah, and
Of course, you got Blackman and Wright.
Blackman and Wright. So let's just take a look here. Let's see who the center fielder for the.
So when we did this, I looked at their active, like he was still on their active roster yesterday. So I don't know.
Unless there's another Tapia that plays for.
Let me look here.
Seattle.
Rockies active roster. Let's take a look here. Center field.
No, they still have him. I don't know. Maybe he has a brother or something.
Oh, yeah. So that is weird.
Boy, it says Raimel Tapia here. Let's go to Seattle. This is we got to investigate this. Yeah.
Yeah. This is confusing.
Domingo Tapia.
Okay. So 2 Tapias. We got a little confused there.
Yeah. Two Tapias. Disregard what I said. And the
AL West.
We thought it was the same guy.
Yeah.
We made a little hiccup there. But Tapia is in center. All right. So Tapia is still there.
Yeah.
The starting 5, we got Marquez, Freeland, Senzatella, Gray, and Gomber.
Yeah, who was that main piece coming over in the Arenado deal?
Yeah. The bullpen, Givens, Bard, Oberg.
Yeah, that's about it, right? So
we'll
that's actually not
goes.
bad. That's actually not a bad 3 for the bullpen. Like Oberg was
those
good.
3 can't pitch every game.
No, I know. So it's going to be interesting. This rebuild. I mean, there's a lot of questions. Where does Story?
Well, how long does it last?
You
need to build a powerhouse. This can't.
They're going to have to hit on some
rebuild.
Picks. No, this is a 6, 7, 8 year rebuild.
I got 10-year rebuild.
Yeah, I got probably like 8 to 10. Yeah. I'm probably in that range with you.
You cannot compete with the Dodgers. You can not compete with the Padres for the next 5 seasons, I'd say. Because even we'll get in the Padres later. Even if they lose Darvish and Snell, they got Mackenzie Gore coming.
Yeah,
they got Mackenzie Gore coming. They got Tatis. They got Machado.
Yep.
Dodgers got Bellinger. They got Betts.
Seager
You
comes
know,
back.
yeah.
So
They got Bueller.
the,
I mean, the Rockies are gonna have to trade Story. They're gonna have to suck. They're gonna have to lose 115 games a year for them to finally get over the hump. I think that's just the realization of what they need to do.
well, look what
It's
the Astros did. The Astros did that too. They lost a few 100-game seasons until they got good and got their guys, right?
Yeah, but they also have to
Draft well and
players
develop.
have to want to go there.
And right now, like that's a pitcher's
No pitcher
that's a
wants to
pitcher's
go play in Colorado.
it's a pitcher's graveyard. I mean, they got to hit on a couple guys that they drafted and developed into aces. I mean, that's their only hope to compete in this division. I mean, they had a pretty good core in Colorado, like offensively.
I don't think the Colorado Rockies have ever won the division in their existence. They have never won the division.
Did they win the division when they went to the World Series in 07?
I think they were the wild card.
They're the wild card. Okay. I just was curious.
Let's look it up. This is off the top of my head.
2007.
All you gotta look up is
NL
West champions.
Yeah, the Diamondbacks got first. They actually finished a half a game back in 07. They went 90.
Still, they didn't win
finish first.
The Colorado Rockies have never finished first.
Yep. So
ever.
It's been a problem for their whole time in MLB. Yeah, whole existence. That's what it was.
So, I mean, if you want to be the NL West champion at some point, you have to rebuild it from the ground. You have to knock this thing down.
Dude, Trevor Story should have been traded last year. If they're going
to get rid of Arenado.
If you had talks about moving Arenado, you would think that you would trade Story. Like, you would get more for Story if you traded him before the season, because you're going to have a full 162 rather than a couple months Story. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah. They're talking, he's a free agent at the end of the year. He's got to be moved. Walking. I would have traded him already.
100%.
If he gets hurt this season, which I hope doesn't happen, the Rockies just made a huge mistake. You're a Blue Jays fan. A couple years ago with Josh Donaldson, I said they got to trade him this offseason, Blake.
Yep.
Got hurt. They traded him to the Indians for peanuts. I mean, it's – I could – not saying that it's going to happen, but I could see a similar thing happening here. And it's really unfortunate. Kyle Freeland, if he can bounce back, maybe they could trade him.
Mm-hmm.
And get some pieces
Herman
back.
Marquez, even he can get moved.
They got to trade these guys. They got to suck. Like, they have to suck. For
Rockies fans are probably going to hate us and give us some hate mail coming up here. But we're just telling it how it is. I mean, the team is just...
They got to lose 100. They got to lose 100 every year.
Yeah.
For the next at least 5.
And get some top picks and develop those guys.
Yeah, and then on the back end of that 5-year rebuild, those guys start to play, and then you get 3 years of service time. Mm-hmm. They're filling themselves. You add pieces, and you get a 4 or 5 year window.
Yeah.
You got to do what the Padres just did. You got to be the new Padres.
Mm-hmm.
That sucks.
But the thing about the Padres is they're spending money. The Rockies haven't really spent much money. Well, they did. They did with the bullpen.
Desmond.
They did with the bullpen. Desmond, I guess.
Desmond, Davis, they have spent. Arenado got locked up.
Yeah.
Brian Shaw, Jake McGee.
Yeah.
Daniel Murphy on the back end.
Daniel Murphy just retired. Yeah, it'll be interesting for sure.
It's not interesting.
No. It'll be interesting to see like how long this rebuild lasts.
Oh yeah, I mean, I don't. It's bad. It's got to be a blow up, like big blow up scenario.
Yeah.
Like they have to be the new Astros, new Padres. Padres haven't won anything. New Astros.
Yeah.
Like they have to go.
Yeah.
And just bury themselves in a hole and be a time capsule for the next 10 years.
Yeah.
And then dig yourself back up.
Yeah.
And see what's happened.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I know what you're saying.
They just gotta go put yourself away.
Yeah. Get some top picks.
Hang it up for 10 years. One day, pull down those cleats and go out. And go play.
Yeah.
They're gonna lose a big part. A big, big part of history is about to be just bad,
Yeah.
real bad.
They're going
Rockies
through
fans,
they're going through
I
a
know I keep
dark
saying
time.
it.
They're going through
I
a
know I
dark
keep
time.
saying it, but this might be the darkest rebuild we've ever seen, in my opinion,
In,
based off of who's in their
in
division.
our lifetime.
This might be, or they might lose the most games in MLB history bad.
Really? Yeah.
In my opinion. I mean, Blackman, you got to try to trade him. Somebody will take him.
Oh, who's gonna take him?
Somebody will trade him. Angels, get him. Trade him up.
That's a huge contract. I think he's got 4 years left with some.
Yeah, I'll take the 2 extra years of Blackman for Upton.
Yeah.
If they can get, if they want to do it, give me Freeland and Upton and Blackman as the main pieces. Let's go. We'll do. I'm not giving up anything good.
No top prospects for the Rockies.
Yeah. Let's move on though. Let's go to the D-backs.
We got them finishing fourth in the NL West, 20th in Major League Baseball. Some of their subtractions: Junior Guerra, Hector Rondon, John Jay, and Mike Leake. Why don't you go over the additions they just brought in?
Yeah, they brought in Asdrubal Cabrera, who wasn't terrible with the Nats. I believe he's part of that World Series team. Joakim Soria, who I believe will probably get flipped at the deadline. Chris Davinsky and Tyler Clippard.
My guy, Tyler Clippard, Blue Jays legend.
Yeah. Chris Davinsky has been bad the past 3 seasons.
Yep.
Trying to get some lightning in a bottle, maybe different team situation. Tyler Clippard actually was pretty good with the Twins last season, so maybe he'll be flippable. Same thing with the D-backs. I don't think they're as deep as the Rockies as far as having to rebuild. But I do think they need to
what do you do with Mad Bum?
Probably hope that he's great this year and trade him. There will be a team that will take it if he's back to being himself.
Yeah.
And I think last year is a fluke for Mad Bum.
Yeah, it's a shortened season.
The build up into the season. Obviously, we can get into that later, but I think we gotta see what he is this year. I see another Greinke situation. I don't see him sticking out that hole.
Yeah. He's had a 4-year deal, I think.
5?
4 or 5.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Let's get into their lineup. They got Carson Kelly behind the plate, who showed some promise. Christian Walker's got some pop. Ketel Marte, their guy at second base, moving back from the outfield. Actually, no, moving into the outfield, didn't he?
Marte, yeah, he's in second base. He was in center field.
No, vice versa. I think that he was at second base and they got moved back to the outfield when they. Traded Starling.
I was looking at their depth chart, and they have him at number 1 second base right now. So.
All right, well, we'll see about that. Eduardo Escobar, he's going to be in the lineup no matter what. Let's just put it that way.
Yep.
Nick Ahmed at short, he's good with the glove. David Peralta, he's a,
veteran guy.
D-backs forever.
Yeah.
Dalton Varsho, possibly in center field. He's a prospect.
Yeah.
And Cole Calhoun at right field. Going to play some great D. Going to strike out, but going to have some pop.
Yep.
They're starting 5, Mad Bum, Zach Gallen, who was
lights out
electric last year.
Yep.
Luke Weaver, Caleb Smith, and Alex Young, who also has some success out there. Bullpen, main arm, you got Soria, you got Clippard.
Yep.
Not much behind that I can think of. I mean, at the end of the day, can they compete for a wild card spot?
I don't think so. I just think that they have to play the Padres 19 times, the Dodgers 19 times. I mean, if they can take care of
Merrill Kelly, sorry.
If they can take care of the Rockies and what's it called? The Giants.
This is a bad team.
Maybe
offense, Diamondbacks.
Yeah.
They got Stephen Vogt. Catch a little bit.
Yeah, I mean,
nothing special, but
if they can beat up on the Rockies and the Giants, they have a chance to compete.
The pitching's just so bad. I mean, I don't know. If you're the Giants, you hope that all those vets have a good year.
I'll say this. without expanded playoffs, there's no chance to make the playoffs. Expanded playoffs, maybe they push for that wild card spot, but I mean, with only 10 teams making the playoffs, it's not looking good.
Garma is the 20th best team in MLB. I might have to push them down now looking at the roster deeper.
Yeah.
We're going to stick them in 20 for now.
Yeah. Well, this is teams are gonna move up and down. You know,
Indians
as
better? No. Royals?
Yeah.
Royals
had a
might be
decent
better than
offseason.
D-backs.
Yeah.
Indians are better than D-backs, probably.
You want to talk about?
Can we slide the D-backs into 22?
Yeah, we probably could.
I'll give them better than Miami for now.
Yeah. Okay. Slide them into 22. Let's talk.
D-backs going to 22.
Yeah.
And then we're not going to announce 20 and 21.
Yeah, it's a surprise. Okay, let's talk about the Giants here. We got them third in the NL West, 19th in the MLB. They lost Tony Watson, Drew Smiley, Tyler Anderson. They brought in Shun Yamaguchi on a minor league contract, Aaron Sanchez minor league contract, Jake McGee. They brought in Tommy La Stella on a 3-year deal. They signed Alex Wood, and they brought in Kirk Casale to do some catching.
I know you're just so hurt about Shun.
No, my goodness, man. I hated that guy. He blew so many games for the Blue Jays, and when I saw that we released him, I am honestly shocked that this guy got a contract. And knowing my bad karma, he'll go out and shove it right down my face. So we'll see.
And Aaron Sanchez, man, your guy.
Yeah, I like Aaron Sanchez. I mean, like, think about it. 5 years ago, it's a long time now, but I mean, he won the ERA title for the AL. I mean, he dealt with some shoulder problems, had some blister issues, didn't really regain form, but apparently, I mean, he was showing 90, 98 in his bullpens went in front of scouts. So we'll see what happens with Aaron Sanchez. That could be lightning in the bottle for sure.
Yeah, let's check out this lineup. Okay, so we got kind of a dilemma here. I mean, we got Joey Bart, Buster Posey, and
Brandon Belt.
No, Kirk Casale.
Oh, Kirk Casale. Yeah.
Who's a really good pitch framer.
Yep.
Does that mean Posey's time as behind the plate is done? Is he going to first?
I think I'm gonna make a prediction here. I'm gonna say him and Brandon Belt kind of platoon at first base.
Okay, so we got Belt and Posey at first.
Yeah.
Donovan Solano and La Stella at second base. I have a feeling La Stella is going to start over Solano.
Yeah.
Just because they just paid the man.
Yeah, they're not going to give him 3 years and not start him.
Yeah. We got Longo over at third, who's had his injuries the past couple of years.
Yep.
You got Brandon Crawford in his walk year. Also, Brandon Belt in his walk year. Posey in his walk year. So they're all going to be free agents.
Mm-hmm.
Alex Dickerson in left. Mauricio Dubon in center. Maybe Duggar in center.
Mm-hmm.
And then we got Yaz and right. Starting five doesn't look half bad.
No, it's not bad at all.
You got Cueto, who they're hoping probably would bounce back. They could eat some money and trade him.
Yep.
Gosman, who they gave the qualifying offer that he accepted, paying him big money. We'll see what he does. Anthony DeSclafani, who I think can really strive in that ballpark. He's going from Cincinnati over to San Francisco. Logan Webb, he's okay. Alex Wood, another guy has had some injury issues, but was solid for the Dodgers last season in his role that he played there. Aaron Sanchez, we'll see what he could be. Talking that he's throwing 98 right now.
Yep.
In the bullpen, it's not looking good. They lost some arms. They lost the lefty
Tony Watson.
They got Wandy Peralta and Tyler Rogers. They just DFA'd Trevor Gott. Yep. Bullpen's not looking great.
No.
So back to the original question: does Johnny Cueto pitch good enough to get traded?
He's in a tough division, like you said. I mean, I don't know how many times he's gonna have to face the Dodgers and a start, but probably a couple. He's
pretty good against the Dodgers, actually. I think.
Yeah, he does do pretty good. But I don't know. I do think he'll get traded. Just like he did when he's in Cincinnati. He went to the Royals there for that World Series run. But
it is to be noted that the West plays the West, Central plays Central, and East plays the East. So
yeah,
the Angels, A's, and Astros going back to the AL West get to play Texas, Seattle, San Francisco.
Rockies. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. It's gonna be good. It's gonna be good for.
It's not good for the rest of the league.
No. I'm saying like the top teams. I mean, if you can take care of the bottom feeders, you're gonna set yourself up in a good position. Like I said, if the Padres and the Angels, if they beat up
Everybody plays everybody right now. Just so you know, though.
For
you
sure.
know, at least NL is gonna play the full NL, so something to take into consideration.
Yeah, but last year it was just divisions, right?
Exactly.
So, we got them third in the National League West, 19th in the MLB.
Who do you got between DeSclafani and Alex Wood? Who's pitching better this season?
Oh, both of them?
Yeah, you gotta choose one.
I'll take my money on DeSclafani.
Yeah.
I'll take my
I
money
think so
on
too.
him.
I feel like that big ballpark is gonna help.
Like what do you like?
Got their strikes,
so
but
we're starting to see this the core that won in 2010, 2012, 2014. This is the end of the bridge, right?
This is it.
What do you do with Posey, Bell, Crawford? Do you think they all get moved this season?
Got Crawford being moved, Belt being moved, and Posey being the first baseman for.
Okay.
I think Posey actually has one more season. I could be wrong.
Okay.
So I could see Posey sticking around. Belt, definitely a free agent. Crawford's a free agent. Longoria, I don't know. I mean, what I'm thinking is they're going to let Crawford walk, and they're going to go after a big fish like Story or Correa or, something.
Yeah.
Because they've been wanting that big. It's an ownership that wants to win. They'll spend the money.
Yeah.
It's got to be the right time. Like just going back to Texas, like we talked about earlier, it's got to be the right time. Let's move on, though. Let's go to
Padres. We got them in number 2, and we got them in number 2 for MLB rankings too. So we're both buying the hype on the Padres. They had an unbelievable offseason. They brought in Mark Melancon, Keon Kela, Joe Musgrove, Jerkson Profar. They brought back Han-Sung Kim, who they brought over from the KBO.
Got some hype.
And then they traded for Blake Snell and Darvish. But I mean, you want to go over the subtractions that they did lose?
Yeah, they lost Mitch Moreland. They lost Trevor Rosenthal. They lost Kirby Yates. So 2 pieces of their bullpen. I know Kirby Yates was kind of banged up a little bit last year. Garrett Richards goes over to the Red Sox and Jason Castro over to the Astros. So they replaced Garrett Richards with Darvish, Blake Snell, and Joe Musgrove.
Yeah, so definitely rotation got better, and they brought in.
They also lost Joey Lucchesi too.
Oh yeah, that's right. So they bring in Melancon and Kela for Yates and Rosenthal. Do you think that's an upgrade or a downgrade?
Melancon and Kela over. It's a downgrade.
Okay. Yeah. But Yates didn't pitch much last year, but
on paper.
On paper. Okay.
But Melancon's still a good reliever. Got Pomerantz who shoved.
Let's go over the lineup though. It's solid.
Yeah. It's solid. That's for sure.
It is unbelievable.
Got Austin Nola behind the plate. Hosmer. We'll see. Cronenworth / Kim at second. Machado, Tatis, Pham, Grisham, Myers. You can see Cronenworth getting some time in the outfield. Maybe Kim some time in the outfield.
Mm-hmm.
Starting 5 might be the best in baseball. It's definitely top 5.
Yep.
Snell, Darvish, Musgrove, Lamet, Paddock. No Clevinger this year.
Yep.
No Clevinger.
Yep.
Bullpen, we got Melancon, Kela, Pomerantz, Pagan.
Yeah.
So
really good. Really good.
Got some pieces. So what do you think this Han-Soo Kim guy? He's supposed to be
the king of bat flips, apparently.
Yeah, and KBO.
Yeah.
So should fit right in. What do we think? Obviously we don't know much about him. Haven't seen him play at the MLB level, but I'm thinking if you can get like a Yuli Gurriel type of production.
Yeah, like a 25 homers, like 60 RBI.
Even 20 60,
homers,
280 average.
Yeah,
that's a win.
On there, that is a win for sure.
They got him pretty cheap. I think it was like $8 million or something.
For I think
4 years.
Like a 4-year deal. Yeah. I think it was 4 years, 32 mil. I think if I remember it correctly.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm excited to see this kid play. I think that he could be a good piece for the Padres and a guy that has some versatility too. He can play third, short, a little bit of left field. So It buys into kind of what Cronenworth can do too. So might be a little bit of a.
I'm really curious about you, Darvish. I'm really curious because
Yeah.
he's either going to be the guy that we've been saying the past year and a half, or I mean, what if the
Well, he
pressure
finished
of
last year. He was second in Cy Young voting. So
yeah.
shortened season, albeit he only started like 10, 12 games. But if this guy, Blake
We
Snell,
know how Dodger fans feel about him, though. Dodger fans
they hate him. I mean, he had his
well, they hated him before the cheating scandal. Now I feel like it's not as much.
yeah.
But I'm curious to see that Darvish matchup against the Dodgers.
Even a guy like Blake Snell, guy who's won a Cy Young too, right?
Loved against Dodgers last in the World Series.
He owned him. He owned him. So,
Yeah.
those two ads, the biggest guys to keep an eye on for sure. I think Joe Musgrove will be fine, but yeah, can Darvish return to that form? That's going to be a big question for the Padres.
And will Lamet be healthy? He was hurt, too.
Yeah. So on paper, this team is going to be pushing the Dodgers. They're going to be all right on their tail.
But Eric Hosmer's got to produce like he did in 2020. He's got to be worth the contract.
Yeah, and that is, I think that's a big ask for a guy like that. I mean,
but he did it. He did it on a 2-month season.
He hasn't lived up to that big contract yet.
He did last season.
Okay,
he has
2 months though.
I know, but he has to carry that over to this season.
Yes, I agree.
For them to be real,
to catch the
fighting chance,
to be on the Dodgers level.
Yeah, on their tail.
Yeah. Okay.
It's Hosmer, and if Myers can continue what he did too, those two huge pieces in the box.
Yep. So we got them in second.
And 2-2. They're second in NL
so
West and
obviously,
second in MLB.
Let's talk about the Dodgers. We got them number one. We got them number one in baseball. This team, the rich get richer, right? Bring in Trevor Bauer, Corey Knebel trade. Hopefully he can bounce back. They brought back Blake Trinan. They traded for Tommy Kahnle. They brought back Brandon Morrow, who had some success there when he was healthy on a minor league deal. And obviously they bring back Justin Turner. But this team lost a lot of depth pieces.
They did, but they also still have Gratterall and Kenley Jansen. That bullpen, like this bullpen, might be the best in baseball.
Mm-hmm.
So they did lose Jake McGee, who did pretty good. Adam Kolarek, they traded him just because they had extra arms.
Yeah,
Kolarek and Floro were basically odd men out.
Yep.
I want to see Julio Urias pitch in that rotation.
Yes.
But what if he goes and beats the closer?
Yeah, he closed out the World Series last year.
Yeah, and I'm just throwing that out there because they have Gonsolin in May.
Yep.
But they lost Kike, they lost Jock, who obviously are big complementary pieces to that lineup. So that's tough, but they still do have Edwin Rios. Gavin Lux is coming.
Mm-hmm.
Pollock had a pretty decent 2-month stretch. Bellinger could play first. He could play center. I think the big key was getting Justin Turner back. That makes them so much deeper, especially allowing Bellinger to slide in the outfield. Taylor over at second could play some outfield.
Yep.
This is a good team. This is a good team. They still have a Matt Beattie, who is not too bad. Behind the plate, they got Barnes and Will Smith. At first, I'm going to have Muncy right now, Taylor and Lux at second, Turner at third, Seager at short, Pollock in left, Bellinger in center, Betts in right. In their starting five, Kershaw, Bueller, Bauer, Price, Urias, Gonsolin, May / Then in the bullpen, Jansen, Trinan, Gratterall, Joe Kelly we didn't even talk about.
And then probably two of those guys. Two of those guys will probably be in the bullpen.
Yeah,
I'm thinking Gonsolin will be in the pen, or Urias will be in the pen, like you mentioned.
It's gross.
It's like I said.
Tony Gonsolin might be the new Ross Stripling.
He's good. He pitched.
Yeah, but
he pitched good.
He might be the new Stripling. Because Stripling was in the rotation. He got the bullpen rotation.
Yep.
So
let's talk about Trevor Bauer. Let's talk about Trevor Bauer for a second.
Yeah.
3 years, $102 million. Props to his agent. Props to him for getting what he wanted. I mean, he comes with some baggage. I mean, you saw him on social media having some Twitter wars and stuff like that. But I mean, his vlogs. I mean, some people say maybe it could cause a distraction, but I think it's good what he's doing. He's growing the game. Like, oh man, it's just such a huge risk. I think like 3 years with that much money given to him, like this guy's got to perform.
Yeah. I think that's clear. I mean, yeah, he's got to perform. Other than that, I mean, I think he'll be worth it the first year. I'm not gonna say he's gonna be worth $45 million.
Yeah, like,
but I think he'll be top 15 pitchers in baseball. This season. Now the 2 after that, I can't tell you. I'm not sure.
So he's got 2 opt-outs. He's not opting out after the first year because he's going to get $45 million the second year.
They got him for 2. They got him for 2 for sure.
So you think he opts out after the second year?
Yes.
Okay.
If he remains what he was.
This guy has the potential. This is genius. He can get 40 in year 1, 45 in year 2, opt out of the contract and get another big contract. Like
to get like a
4-year deal,
$50 million.
Like, man, this guy, if he pitches lights out for the next 2 seasons, this guy has set himself up for the rest of his career. Right. So he's only 29 right now. He's going to be 31 if he opts out after year 2. So he's still young enough to get that, if he wants to sound like a 6-year deal somewhere.
Exactly. It's crazy. But, will David Price stay healthy and be productive?
Yeah.
Says he feels good.
It's a big question.
Says he feels good. If he doesn't, you got Gonsolin in May.
Yeah.
I mean, they got depth. They got a good problem to have.
Mm-hmm.
Are the Padres real threats to the Dodgers in the NL West right now?
Well, we
end the streak.
We said, they'd be like that 5-game range behind them. I still think the Dodgers will win the division. I mean, Padres are a threat to them for sure, but I still think the Dodgers will win that division.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, we have 1-1 for a reason.
Yep.
It should be a good ride, though. I mean, anything can happen. Obviously, injuries happen. Hoping this doesn't happen, but say Betts, Bellinger, get injured in spring, we might be looking at a different outcome.
Yep. Just to recap.
Same thing with the Padres, though.
Yep. We got the Rockies in 5th, D-backs in 4th, Giants in 3rd, Padres in 2nd, and the Dodgers taking it home. The next 2 divisional breakdowns will go into the East. We'll go to the AL East, NL East, and appreciate you guys for listening.
Yep. Take care, guys.